cities have pretty serious goals in terms of reducing their emissions, and I think we've got a long way to go. The beautiful thing about architecture is there's actually a lot that we can do. There's very simple technologies, and there's really stuff that we can make happen now. I'm doing a renovation of a 420 square foot place in Manhattan that's meant to be replicable. What we're doing in order to get the conversation going and hopefully come up with some great ideas is we're crowdsourcing the design.
This is intense. Someone lived here?
Yeah, a woman lived in it for 40 years. This is the kitchen and the bathroom. We're getting a bunch of sponsors. They're going to put up prize money and prizes, and then we're going to have a brief and we're going to solicit all sorts of ideas. Probably it will be wall-less. That's what I think is probably the best use of the space. But currently there are 4 rooms. So the big idea is life-edited. And so that's a new way of living, cutting down your possessions, digitize everything, don't own but gain access via like Zipcar, Netflix, product service systems like that, and then live in less space. And so we're trying to make a really compelling small space. It's a great place to live in, really slashes your footprint, but also makes a ton of sense financially. This is a larger room. I guess this must have been, I don't know, what, living room or something. If you can knock all the walls, you get the most sense of space and freedom, and then you use really smart multifunctional furniture to transform the space from bedroom to living to working.
And this, you'll bust around.
Yes, there's more height. It has a drop ceiling, so we should be able to get a little there. One of the core tenets, I think, is really that you have to super insulate. So we'll probably do really amazing windows, very energy efficient and really good for audio as well. One thing I really want to go for is basically the country air. So I want the air to be really clean. I want it to have the option of it being really quiet, so you don't have to hear your neighbors, you don't have to hear the street. So to do that, you really have to do the whole shell properly. Most of green architecture, in my opinion, is focused on green materials. And that while that's important, and we'll use as many of them as we can, more important in my mind is the energy efficiency and making it so that it's so compelling you can live in smaller space.
And Kirsten, also too, just by the way, this is in the heart of one of the most expensive neighborhoods in Manhattan. You know what I mean? Like that's what's also amazing about it, is you can have this space and think about it, live in the neighborhood you actually want to live in. People go out to the outer boroughs or farther away and have to commute or figure out a way to come in and waste lots of energy when you can be in the heart of it.
And it's literally New York. A bargain is $1,000 a square foot. So you save 100 square feet and you save yourself 100 grand. We don't want it to feel like it's about sacrifice. Part of the brief is a sit-down dinner for 16. So we want to have some elements of luxury, and it's almost like you're just designing a massive piece of furniture. And it's so detailed, you've cut down all your stuff and really thought about what you need in there, and that'll just make it an amazing place to live. I definitely think that a lot of spaces are underutilized. A big part is it's just human behavior. Getting the will to go through your stuff and cut out the stuff that you've been holding on to that you haven't used in 5 years, and then really be smart about how you actually live, and so you can do it in a really efficient manner.
You need to edit your life, as you're saying.
Yeah.
Well, also, too, I think it helps that you've lived in lots of spaces. You've lived in boats, you've lived in trailers, you've lived in tents, you've lived in really nice, fancy apartments.
I have. I've also just done a ton of traveling and working virtually, so I literally generally need a rollie and a book bag. Besides the laptop, I mean, I do have this unfortunate kite surfing addiction. Yeah, I probably own more kite surfing stuff than anything else. But I've clued in truly how little I need. You just don't need very much. So hopefully we'll create a really compelling 420 square foot apartment. So it'll be a fraction of the footprint, and yet will be a very compelling, relaxing, mentally clear sort of place to live. So that's what we're trying to do.